Hi, the question is that can we hack the private member of C++ class or not? Yes, of course we can. We are given pointers in C++. So if you are given pointers, you can do whatever you like. You can create deadliest virus, you can create private softwares. So pointers are the powerful tool with which we can obviously hack the private members of the class. Private members are declared in the logical level, but using pointers, you can practically access the physical level of your memory in order to hack the private members. How you can do that? Okay, here is an example. I have a class which is having private members x and y, as you can see, and the public members are there, a constructor function and two getters, one for x and one for y. As you can see, the constructor function, what it is doing, it is just initializing x with x and it is initializing y with double of x. Obviously, now the getters are returning, this get x is returning x and this get y is returning y. What we are doing in the main, actually I have created one object in the main, as you can see that just here, the object of the main, object of a class in the main. Now what I have done here is just pretty good to understand how the hacking is taking place here. You can see that there is object a of a class which is having 10 as the constructor member. This 10 is initialized, as you can see earlier, to the member x, and y is eventually having 20. So if I just call a.getx, it is going to return me 10. That means it prints 10 on the console, and a.getY, it prints 20 into the console. Now in order to hack, what I am doing here, I am just declaring a pointer p of a class type and assigning the address of the object a that we have created. You can just imagine that the object a in the primary memory is having something like this. I can consider a rectangular shaped box in order to represent the object in the memory, which is having a member x of 4 bytes and member y of 4 bytes again, which are sequentially assigned, sequentially allocated in the primary memory. So x is having 10 here and y is having 20, double of x here. So what we are doing here, we are assigning the address of a to the pointer p. Suppose that the address of a is something like this, say 229446. Arbitrarily I am taking the address of the primary memory, and what we are having here, we are assigning this address to the pointer p of type a class. So the pointer p is having 229446, and obviously it is pointing to the object a. Now if I write something like this, say p arrow get x, obviously it is going to return me 10, and we can invoke the member of the object a using the pointer p. Obviously pointer p is pointed to this whole object here. Now surprisingly, what I am doing here is the trick that we can do using the pointer. I am declaring an integer pointer k here, and what I am doing here, I am casting the pointer p to integer pointer type and assigning it to k. That means k is simply one integer pointer, and I am copying the content of pointer p to k by casting it into the integer pointer. Since I am casting explicitly, compiler is not going to raise any error or warning, since I am deliberately doing it. So obviously 229446, this pointer k is pointing to the same location, but the difference is that pointer p is the pointer to the whole object, pointer k is just pointed to this integer variable x, which is allocated as the first member of the object according to our declaration. So k is right now pointing to the integer member x of the object a. So that means obviously star k will dereference 4 bytes starting from this point, that is 229446, and it is actually going to give me 10, and we have just hacked the member x by doing this. You can see it here. If I now print star x, it is going to give me 10 without using any member function. I am directly accessing the content of a private content of an object just by using pointers. And more amazingly, what I am doing here, I am just incrementing the content being pointed by k using plus plus operator. Star x plus plus is obviously going to increase the content of the object a, this content x, by 1. That means it will become 11 instead of 10. Obviously this is the operation that we are doing by bypassing the logical level declaration private. We are directly accessing the physical location 229446 using an integer pointer and manipulating the content at that address by using the pointer notations. Now if I call this getX function, obviously I'm going to get 11 instead of 10. Now again, what I'm doing, I'm applying address arithmetic on pointer k. The k will be now pointing to the variable y. Obviously, since k is an integer pointer, on applying plus plus operator, it will be incremented to the location y instead of location x. So now the k pointer is going to point y. The content of this k pointer will become 50, 229450 instead of 229446, and it will be pointing to this location y. So again, using this k pointer, I can access the variable y. So now you're going to get 20. That's the content of y within the object A. Now again, I am applying the same incremental operation by dereferencing k. Now it's going to increment the value of y from 20 to 21. So if you now print the content of y, you are going to get obviously you are going to get 21 instead of 20. So this is quite amazing that using the pointers, what we can get, we can obviously hack the private member of C++ class. In case of Java, we don't have the scope to declare pointer as a programmer. So in Java, there's no scope of directly doing this, but obviously Java libraries gives us some kind of independence to access the private members that I will discuss in my coming videos, coming lecture tutorials. Okay, so here we can see the output. We can go forward. Here is the output. Now what you can do, you can just run it and just check it out whether I'm correct or not. Here a.getx is going to print 11 after incrementing with k, after applying this plus plus operator by dereferencing the pointer k, and then I am again applying the address arithmetic on k, going to the location beginning location of the variable y within the object, which is a private variable, and again I am applying what plus plus operator by dereferencing using k, and again I am getting the content of k by using the getter on y. Again I am getting the content of y by using the getter on y, so which prints 21. Let me just check it out by running the program. You can obviously observe the theory that I have just proposed, just represented. Okay, here is the output. I'm just building and running the program. So here it is. The address of A is something like this, and what I am having here, the first time we are getting 10 as the content of x, then using the pointer I have changed the content of x from 10 to 11, then I'm getting the content of y, which is 20 by default, then using the pointer again I have incremented the value of y from 20 to 21. So obviously we can change the content of private member, access the content of private member, manipulate the content of private members in C++ class. For a C++ class, private is just a logical level declaration which can be bypassed using the pointer notations or using the pointers. The power of pointer can give us the liberty of doing this. So that's all. Thank you very much. Bye.